What is up, friends? Welcome back for the season 1 finale of House of the Dragon, and what a show it's been up to this point. Definitely, at least personally for me, one of my favorite opening seasons for a show that I've seen, because right from the start, pretty much, I became so invested in this story and all these different characters. And obviously, we've had some slight changes over the course of the past 9 episodes, whether it be new characters introduced or new actors for previous characters. And so it's certainly been an unorthodox way of telling a story, but I think that makes it really unique and adds something special to it that I haven't seen in other shows. And so really hoping that they stick the landing with this finale, and I cannot wait to see what happens in the future with this show. But I'm glad I got to share my experience with this season with all of you. And so if you enjoy watching along with me for this finale episode, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. Really helps the video out a lot. And of course, the full-length reactions for the entire season are available on Patreon. Link for that in the description below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and finish off season 1 of House of the Dragon. What a cool table they've got right here. What a great shot to show it off.
The sea snake is going to die, isn't he?
Luke.
It can't be Lord of the Tides. Grandsire was the greatest sailor who ever lived. I'll just ruin everything.
I mean, I won't say he's wrong, because Corlys is a pretty major boss, but doesn't really have a choice.
I was 4 and 10, same as you are now. I wasn't ready to be Queen of the Seven Kingdoms.
Not like you.
In what way, sweet boy?
Not so perfect.
And just what a mother would want to hear from her son. But Rhaenyra certainly is far from perfect. She's made quite a few mistakes in the show.
My father looked after me. Your mother will do the same for you.
Princess Rhaenys has just arrived on Dragonback. She urgently requests an audience with you and Prince Daemon.
Oh, here you go. We get to see the news happen in real time. I can't wait. This certainly changes everything.
The Princess Rhaenys Targaryen.
Princess Rhaenys, might we hope for news of Lord Corlys's recovery?
Viserys is dead.
Just getting straight to the point. Don't have any time to waste now, though.
There is more. Aegon has been crowned as his successor.
Oh my gosh, man. I was totally just focused on Aegon. I didn't even think that she didn't know Viserys had died as well.
I was made a prisoner in my quarters while the Queen made her preparations.
Viserys has been slain.
Alicent demanded you declare for Aegon.
I refused her.
And yet you are alive.
You would have had to seen the display. It was pretty epic. I'm kind of excited to see Daemon's wrath here, though, potentially.
You could have done more, friend.
A war is like to be fought over this treachery, to be sure, but that war is not mine to begin. The Greens are coming for you, Rhaenyra, and for your children.
Oh, I love the music right now. It definitely feels like we're on the eve of battle.
Baby's coming.
Bro, as if she didn't have enough on her plate already. Are you kidding me? Never a moment to rest. Certainly not without drama at the beginning of this episode.
Get off! Get off! Get off! Ow! Ow!
I want patrols along the island's perimeter, looking for any small ships that might set ashore. We don't have enough men to surround the island, but we can make ourselves appear stronger than they are.
Hey, if there's anybody I'd trust to lead a small group to victory, it would be Daemon. He's aided one group in that effort before.
Princess.
Your grandsire, King Viserys, has passed. The Greens have repudiated the succession and claimed the Iron Throne.
Such an overwhelming amount of information, man, and to have to deliver it well in such pain. Rhaenyra's a fighter.
And where is Daemon?
Gone to plot his war. Whatever claim remains to me, you are now its heir. Naught is to be done but by my command.
We haven't really seen too much of him, but at least Jacaerys seems pretty capable and well-rounded, like he's ready for action.
You swore an oath as Knights of the King's Guard.
Do you recall who King Viserys named as his heir before his death?
Princess Rhaenyra.
I'm presenting you with a choice.
Oh my gosh, man, not much of a choice when you stare that in the face. They better stay loyal.
Swear anew your oath to Rhaenyra as your queen, to Prince Jacaerys as the heir to the Iron Throne.
That was such a cool shot with the dragon in the background. Daemon always using brute force to his advantage.
If you swear fealty now, only to later turn your cloaks.
Know that you will die, screaming.
Princess, let us help you.
Very interesting editing right now, connecting the screams of Rhaenyra to a dragon.
No, Princess, please.
Whoa, dude, this is hard to watch, man. I can't believe she's doing that. There's no way the baby's alive. Holy, that is heavy, bro. Oh man, what a haunting shot right there. I think Rhaenyra's gone a bit mad because of all the stress and everything. Not sure if there's been a lower point in the show for Rhaenyra right now. Lost her father, lost her claim to the throne, now lost a kid. I also wonder if there was more to the symbolism when it was cutting between Rhaenyra and the dragon, because maybe that says a little bit more about why it was happening the way it was.
I swear to ward the Queen with all my strength and give my blood for hers.
Whoa, Sir Eric stepping up. You love to see it. What a boss bringing that crown to her.
I shall guard her secrets, obey her commands, ride at her side and defend her name and honor.
Oh, that's so cool. I love this theme coming back in. Been a while since we've heard it. Hopefully Sir Eric turns out to be much better than Kristen did. Let's go. Such cool imagery. That crown belongs on her, man. She looks good with it. Dang, man. Now it's even cooler. That looks incredible, all lit up.
Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen, first of her name, Queen of the Andals and the Rhoynar and the First Men, Lady of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm.
Gotta get used to the system a little bit. Can't wait to see her in leadership mode.
What is our standing?
We have 30 knights, 100 crossbow men, and 300 men-at-arms.
My Lady Mother was in Arryn. The Vale will not turn cloak against their own kin.
Riverrun was always a close friend to your father, Your Grace.
So wild being back in this situation, talking about loyalties in these different towns. Really cool.
What of Storm's End and Winterfell?
There has never lived a Stark who forgot an oath. The North will follow.
Lord Boros Baratheon will need to be reminded of his father's promises.
Oh, I love all these name drops we're getting. It would be so cool to see the Starks involved again. Just Winterfell in general.
What news from Driftmark?
Lord Corlys sails for Dragonstone. The Velaryon fleet is in my husband's yoke.
We shall pray for both you and your husband's support, just as we prayed nightly for the Sea Snake's return to good health.
Man, if they have Corlys, a healthy Corlys on their side, that's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
The Greens have dragons.
They have three adults. We have Cyrax, Caraxes, and Meleys. Virmax, Arax, and Tyrax.
Daemon, none of our dragons have been to war.
They look like absolute beasts, though. I have no doubt they could take on any of the other dragons.
Then there are the 3 wild dragons, all of whom nest here. I also have a score of eggs incubating in the Dragon Mound. We cut off the west, surround King's Landing with the dragons, and we could have every greenhead mounted on spikes before the moon turns.
Oh, Daemon is so good right now. Dude's confidence could carry him far.
I come at the behest of the Dowager Queen Alicent, mother of King Aegon, second of his name, Lord and Protector of the Seven Kingdoms.
So great to see these groups here again in the same spot as earlier in the show. Very different circumstance.
Princess Rhaenyra.
I'm Queen Rhaenyra now. And you all are traitors to the realm.
King Aegon Targaryen, in his wisdom and desire for peace, is offering terms.
Well, you might as well go home now because they're not agreeing. They may call Corlys the Sea Snake, but this man is the real snake.
Sons by Prince Daemon will also be given places of high honor at court.
I would rather feed my sons to the dragons than have them carry shields and cups for your drunken usurper of a king.
I love having Daemon on our side, or Rhaenyra's side. Dude is such a boss.
Let's end this mummer's farce. Bring me Lord Hightower so I may take the pleasure myself.
No. King's Landing will have my answer on the morrow.
Probably the smart and more diplomatic move right now, because if you attack him and kill him here, then you may lose the element of surprise.
When dragons flew to war, everything burned. I do not wish to rule over a kingdom of ash and bone. As queen, what is my true duty to the realm? Ensuring peace and unity, or that I sit the Iron Throne no matter the cost?
Oh man, I hope she doesn't give in, but maybe she could pull a bit of an Otto and kind of work from the inside.
The enemy have declared war. What are you going to do about it?
Clear the room.
I feel like Daemon's personal feelings are starting to get in the way a little bit. It's not just about Rhaenyra's claim anymore.
A song of ice and fire. What? The coming war against the darkness in the north, the conqueror's dream. Viserys shared it with me when he named me heir.
My brother was a slave to his omens and portents.
What the heck? He's getting kind of terrifying. Why is he turning on her like that?
I never told you. Did he?
Oh, I see. So it was maybe a little bit of anger reaching out that he wasn't included in the inner circle.
I've had men whipped for falling asleep on their watch.
What a great line to have for his first line back in the mix. Glad he's alive.
I understand we have a new king.
Your brother is also dead. In his haste to bury you and claim your seat, stood before the king and denounced Laenor's sons as illegitimate.
You better not tell him who actually killed him, because then we're gonna have some more conflict.
Daemon took his head for it.
Heedless ambition has always been a Velaryon weakness. You are right, Rhaenys. I reached too far.
Okay, not the reaction I thought he was gonna have. I thought he would want Daemon's head as well. He has missed a lot. I forgot that happened while he was gone.
Girl destroys everything she touches.
That girl is holding the realm together at present. Every man standing round the painted table urges her to plunge the realm into war. Rhaenyra is the only one who's demonstrated restraint.
Hey man, that's actually a great point. I didn't look at it from that perspective, but that's how you know she's a good ruler. Doesn't let emotions run things.
Your father's realm was one of justice and honor. Our houses are bound by common blood and common cause. This Hightower treason cannot stand. You have the full support of our fleet and house.
Let's go. What a legend. So happy he's on board. We needed that.
I made a promise to my father to hold the realm strong and united. If war's first stroke is to fall, it will not be by my hand.
You do not mean to act.
I wish to know who my allies are before I send them to war.
She seems to be making all the right moves so far. Gotta give her credit. It wasn't just a random thought Viserys had making her the heir. She's built for it.
As Targaryens, we are closer to gods than to men. If you take this errand, you go as messengers, not as warriors. You must take no part in any fighting.
Viserys did a great job raising Rhaenyra, man. She's got all the same good values.
Cregan Stark is close to your age than to mine. I would hope that as men, we can find some common interest.
Yes, Your Grace.
Man, I cannot wait to see Winterfell again, assuming we do actually get to see him go there. Wonder how familiar it would look.
Lord Boros is an eternally proud man. You'll be honored to host a prince of the realm and his dragon. I expect you will receive a very warm welcome.
Yes, Mother. Your Grace.
I love it. Still just a kid. Got a lot of responsibility. Wish him the best. I love how long we've had to wait for Rhaenyra to finally be in a position of power and leadership. Makes it feel that much more significant. I thought it was going to happen at the rate Viserys was decaying, like episode 5 or something. I love the lighting of this. Pretty ominous. Is he going to see his dragon by chance? What else would be down here? Oh, I hear some rumbling, man. This is kind of freaky. You can even sense a bit of fear in Daemon's voice. My gosh, gosh, that thing is such a power to behold. Could wipe out all of King's Landing in one breath. Yo, those were incredible shots. I especially love seeing its mouth open so close up. That looks so good. Each tooth is like the size of a person. Dang, love the look of this place, man. Very cool location. Got that moody aesthetic. I feel like they just keep getting bigger every episode, man. That thing is like the size of a whole town. Makes his dragon look like a baby.
Prince Lucerius Velaryon.
Oh no, they beat him here. I should have guessed after seeing the dragon.
I brought you a message from my mother, the Queen.
Yet earlier this day, I received an envoy from the king. The House of the Dragon does not seem to know who rules it. What's your mother's message?
I feel like that's the first official name drop we've gotten in the whole show where they've said House of the Dragon. Pretty cool.
King Aegon at least came with an offer. My swords and banners for a marriage pact. Which one of my daughters will you wed?
I'm not free to marry. I'm already betrothed.
Speaking confidently, he needs that in a situation like this, but this dude does not strike me as someone who is loyal or honorable.
I shall take your answer to the Queen, my lord.
Wait, my Lord Strong.
Oh, I knew he would try and start something. Just saying the fake name. Well, technically the real name.
I will not fight you. I came as a messenger, not a warrior.
Fight would be little challenge. I want you to put out your eye. It's payment for mine.
Yo, that thing looks wild, man. Love that we had to wait so long for that reveal.
Plan to make a gift of it to my mother.
No.
Give me your eye, or I will take it back. Not in my hall.
Aemond is such a hothead dude, always looking for a fight. Shout out him, though, for standing his ground. I forget his name. Rhaenyra's kid. Oh my gosh, bro. I love this, dude. This is gonna be terrifying. We're gonna get a dragon chase down. Oh, I am so afraid for him. I feel like he's gonna get taken out, man. If you go up against that dragon, it's game over. Bro, this is so well orchestrated, man, this scene. I am so on edge. Bro, that was one of the greatest shots ever. Absolutely dwarfs this dragon in size. This has to be the biggest dragon in history. I can't imagine anything bigger. Good move so far, but do not think you've won. Can't exactly follow a tight corridor all the way home. Oh, what a guy, man, going on the offensive. Dude has no fear.
No! Don't! Serve me, Vagon, no!
What a shot, man, but this is not good for him. Just wide open space. You have got to be kidding me, dude. He just started the entire war with that. Don't you tell me. Oh, I really thought they were going to end the season right there. I mean, what a point to end on it would be. That was such an incredible scene, though. They were channeling like some Jurassic Park type cinematography with the heavy rain and the silhouettes. Just so devastating. I can't believe she's lost 2 kids in 1 episode. Nobody should have to go through that. Now the episode's gonna end. Yep, I freaking knew it. That is the face of somebody ready to go to war. What an incredible first season, dude. Really is one of my favorite opening seasons to a show, and I feel like the stakes and the scale of season 2 is just going to be 10 times larger than what we got in this first season, because not only are we probably going to get an all-out war for potentially the entirety of the season, depending on what happens, but we've also started introducing, at least by name, all these familiar houses and just expanding the group of characters that we're dealing with. And so I cannot wait to see everybody that's going to be involved in the next season, but particularly just seeing all these other characters hopefully in more use throughout the next season, because if we do see an all-out war, I don't know exactly how they're going to do the timelines, but I feel like we're at a point in the story, this is just a pure guess, I don't know, where we really won't have too many other massive time jumps, at least right away. So I am so excited for season 2 whenever that comes. This show is very much a from small beginnings comes great things type of a show, because who could have thought that a little skirmish between 2 kids that resulted in a big cut on Aemon's eye several episodes ago would have actually been the catalyst for all-out war over the entire kingdom. I love how all these little things came back into play or just built up to all these later moments that not only contributed to that pretty gruesome death there, but just pretty much every other move that these different characters are making. And so it's just so fascinating watching everything play out. And I gotta give all the writers and directors and George R.R. Martin as well massive credit for how well this first season has taken off, at least in my opinion. And it seems like most other people who are watching love the show as well, but they certainly had an uphill battle, because not only did you have to make the show itself well made and convincing on its own, but you also had to deal with the immense weight of the previous Game of Thrones expectations and failed promises or expectations, depending on who you ask, of course. But I feel like they have really shattered all expectations and taken the show somewhere really special, potentially special, depending on where the future seasons go. So I really hope the next one is equally, if not more solid than this one. One massive loss, though, for season 2 is us not getting more Paddy Considine in the role of Viserys, because he may have been the very best actor in the entire season for this first season, and there have been some incredible performances. Obviously, there's no bad performances across the board by any means, and it's fun kind of looking back at what I thought after that first 10-year time jump, seeing all these new actors and positions and everything, being kind of apprehensive about how they would handle it compared to the early ones who I loved. And I feel like for the most part, every new actor in those same character positions has surpassed the original performances for me, which is really, really impressive, because those first performances were so excellent. But I would not be surprised at all if there were a few nominations at the very least tossed around to some of the cast members, and nominations tossed around to a lot of different aspects of the show, because there's so much to love here visually and technically. And obviously, with me saying how much I loved the first season, I also should add it's definitely not a perfect season or anything for me. And I think if there's one thing that I would wish to be maybe improved a little bit for the second season, if there was one sort of flaw perhaps with this first season, is that I would love to see a little bit of improvement, or maybe a little bit more attention to detail or budget devoted towards some of the green screen scenes. It never really bothered me very much, and obviously I can understand the limitations that a TV show has, especially with one like this that requires so much of that with dragon riding and all the different sets and whatnot. But I think if there was one potential weakness of this first season, it would be that there was evidently a lot of green screen shots. Some stood out maybe a little bit more than others, but again, nothing too egregious for me at least, and nothing that upset me or took me out of the show. But I think if there's one thing I would love to see improved potentially, that would be it. I don't know if it would happen or if that's even possible to improve it, because obviously the things they're doing are pretty difficult and demanding for just a TV show, especially when dragons are featured pretty much in every single episode. But as far as the storytelling and the characters and all of that goes, I really don't know how they could have improved this first season, because while certain things may have been jarring initially in the moment, like the time jumps and whatnot, seeing the entire picture and where we have arrived at the end of the season, I feel like all of that was necessary in order to tell the story as well as they did. And so it's going to be very interesting with the second season with Miguel Sapochnik departing, if that is how you say his name. I always doubt it when I say it first. But I hope that everybody else on the crew that is staying, the writers and everything, and George R.R. Martin, if he still is helping out, which I hope he is, I think that they can still carry the show in a great direction. And since it feels like the storyline is heading in a slightly different tonal direction with war breaking out and everything, it may not even be that noticeable with his departure, because we may be dealing with a lot of different things in a different light than we did in this first season, where it was more small scale, a little bit more political at times. And so I just cannot wait to see what they do with the next season. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long for it, but cannot wait to hear your thoughts on this first season, and especially the finale episode. A lot of great things about it, especially that Vhagar sequence. Man, that thing is such a beast. Just an absolute presence every time that dragon is on the screen. But if you enjoyed watching along with me for this episode, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. Really helps the video out a lot. And of course, full-length reactions for the whole season are available on Patreon. Link for that in the description below. But until the next season, look forward to seeing you all later. Peace.